coming down onto the earth, lying in any comfortable position for you. I say that, but also if you have any blocks nearby, so we're doing half moon today. So if you want to grab a block before you get too comfortable. All right, so let's start here by taking a moment to check in and notice what's going on in your body, in your mind, and in your heart. So is your mind wandering anywhere? Are you thinking about things that maybe don't have to do with our practice today? Allow it to go. Trust that you can return to it later if you wish, but you just don't need it right now. Okay, our practice today is on presence. So first, a quote by Tolstoy. Remember then, there is only one time that is important. Now. It is the most important time because it is the only time when we have any power. While focus is on the ability to sustain attention on one thing over time, presence is the ability to hold your attention on many things simultaneously. Presence, while using the mantra, "This is what's happening now," is a powerful reminder that the only moment we really have is the one we are in. When we are present in the moment, we're giving attention to all that is happening now and nothing else. Our time in our practice gives us a great opportunity to focus on presence as we get to move away from the mundane distractions of the day and into this sacred space. Practicing presence for the next 50 minutes or so is a real gift. So find your breath, connect to your breath. Don't find it, it's there. Taking deep inhales in through your nose, into your diaphragm, and long, slow exhales out. I invite you to make it a point to find your breath in each pose that we come into today, to initiate each pose with your breath, and to keep using your breath as a tool to come back to the present moment as much as possible. All right, let's find some small movements here in fingers and toes. Perhaps rolling around wrists and ankles. All right, maybe you give your knees a big hug. All right, and we're gonna start off in a moving bridge. The bridge is one of our poses that we'll be coming to later. So moving bridge, feet come to the earth, hip distance apart, or 2 fist widths apart. We'll start off by the arms coming down by the sides. And whenever you're ready, pushing your feet into the earth, lift the hips, squeeze the inner thighs, squeeze the glutes, and exhale to lower. So we'll just find a few rounds here with movement. Movement in the legs, sorry. As we come into our bridge pose, we want to imagine pushing the feet down to help give us strength in the legs to lift the hips. All right, so the next time your hips come up towards the sky, continue squeezing the inner thighs and the glutes. And we'll find some movement here with the arms. So inhale, arms reach up and back behind you. Exhale, arms come down by your sides. You're keeping the legs up in that bridge. And just continue moving here with the arms. We're getting right into it today. Move with your breath. Allow the breath to initiate the movement. And the next time your hands come down by your sides, gently lowering your hips down towards the earth. Take a moment to allow the back to become flat on the earth. And then bringing the feet wide on the mat, windshield wipering the knees from side to side. Okay, we're going to return to that bridge pose, walking the feet hip distance apart. Pushing the feet into the earth, lift the hips, squeeze the inner thighs, squeeze the glutes. Maybe you stay here, maybe you grab a hold of the long edges of the mat. Imagine that you're pulling the edges of the mat apart. So still a more gentler version here of a bridge. Flow. I am attuned to the flow of life. I release all that isn't for my highest good. One more round of breath. And then gently lowering the hips back down towards the earth. Feet come wide once again. And windshield wipering the knees from side to side. All right, from here, walking the feet towards each other once again. And then we'll hug the right knee in towards the chest, activating the right foot. Maybe the left leg comes along on the earth. Softening the shoulders, softening the hips. As you inhale, maybe the leg moves away from you to create space for your breath. And as you exhale, maybe you draw that knee in a little closer to you. Maybe it goes more towards the armpit. One more round of breath here. Okay, and then we're going to keep the left hand on the right thigh. Right arm comes out to the side. We'll turn the palm down to anchor us to the earth. And then gently allowing that leg to cross over your body. So you might come up onto the left hip, totally okay. So just nice gentle twist here, not forcing the body. Maybe you look towards the right, soften the right shoulder down towards the earth. One more round of breath. And then gently coming back to center, placing both feet on the earth, repositioning your back flat on the earth, hugging the left knee in towards your chest, activating that left foot. Right leg perhaps comes long on the earth. Inhaling, allowing the knee to move away, create space for the breath. Exhale to draw the knee in. Being present in this moment. Noticing your breath, your body, your mind. See if you can quiet the mind. And whenever you are ready, right hand stays on the left knee, left hand comes out to the side, palm faces down to anchor you to the earth, allowing the left leg to drop over towards the right side. So this will look different. It may not look the same way as it does on me. Your body might be different. However, it feels good to find this twist. You may feel a bit of a stretch along the outer part of the left thigh. You might feel it in your back. One more round of breath. And gently making your way back to center. Both feet to the earth, repositioning your back flat on the earth. Last pose before we come up. Let's hug both knees in towards the chest. If you don't have any neck issues, perhaps you tuck your chin in towards your chest, feeling a stretch here along the back of the neck, possibly maybe into the upper back. Gently releasing the feet, rolling over to one side, whichever side is calling for you. And then making your way up to seated. So from seated, we're going to come right into some movement with the legs. So feet come mat distance apart and windshield wipering the knees from side to side. Okay, so the next time your knees come over towards the right side, on opposite of you, you're going to let them come down, maybe bring them into two 90-degree angles, turning toward your right leg. Perhaps you need to find your sits bones here. Okay, so we're going to come into a fold over that right leg. So hands come out in the front. Inhale to lengthen the spine. Exhale, hinging forward from the hips. So with one of the requests being pigeon pose, you'll notice a lot of this is preparing us for pigeon. All right, so from here, let's walk the hands over towards the right side. Go as far as it feels good. Reach the arms away, melting the left arm, left side body down towards the earth. That left hip will probably be up off the earth, totally okay. Softening your neck. Gently allowing your hands to come back to center over that right leg and slowly walking your hands back, coming to seated. From here, let's place the right hand on the earth. Left arm reaches up and over. Find length along the left side body. Perhaps you stay here, or maybe you shift your weight up onto your knees. Lift the hips, joy pose. Trying not to lock out the right arm. Exhale to lower. All right, let's windshield wiper the knees from side to side again. And this time allowing your legs to drop over to the left side. We're going to create two 90-degree angles. Maybe you need to adjust where you're seated. We're going to fold over the left leg, so hands come out in front. Inhale to lengthen the spine. Exhale, hinge forward with a flat back. Allowing your hands to walk over towards the left side as far as it feels good. Maybe walking the right hand away a little further, melting the right side body down towards the earth. Allowing your hands to move back through center. Then walking your hands back. Left hand comes down to the earth. Right arm reaches up and over. Find length along the right side body. Reach over as far as it feels good or as far as you have space to. Staying here or shifting your weight into your knees, lifting the hips. Maybe you open the heart up towards the sky. And exhale to lower. Windshield wiping your knees a couple more times. And then making your way over into a tabletop pose. Wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Okay, from tabletop, let's find just some organic movements here. So what is your body asking for? C shape, figure eight, cat cow. Maybe it's in and out of child's pose. Let your breath initiate the movement. Making your way back into your tabletop pose. Gripping your fingers into the earth, curling your toes under, sending your hips back and up behind you, downward dog. So in the downward dog, taking as much of a bend in your knees as you need. It's not about getting the heels to the earth, right? Gripping your fingers into the earth, trying not to lock out the elbows, shoulders roll back and down the spine. Send the hips back. Maybe you pedal out your feet. Soften the neck. So our downward dog appreciation. I am loyal to my companions on my journey and appreciate all I have in my life today. Slowly making your way back into a tabletop pose. Take your time. All right, and then we're going to step the right foot forward into the low lunge. So in our low lunge, right knee's over the ankle in line with the second or third toe. From here, reaching the crown of your head forward, draw the belly button in almost as if there's a string pulling it up towards the sky. Find 2 more rounds of breath here. And then squeezing the inner thighs to allow the arms to rise. Softening the shoulders back and down the spine. Let's reach the right arm down by our side. Left arm reaches over towards the left side. Inhale, reaching the arms back up to center. Exhale, arms come down to the earth. We'll come into our tabletop pose. Back into our downward dog. Slowly shifting your way back into your tabletop pose. Maybe exhale, slowly allowing the knees to come down. Take your time. Once you have made your way down, low lunge on the other side, left foot steps through. So if the hands don't come to the earth and you have blocks, feel free to grab the blocks. If you don't have blocks, sometimes it's easier just to bring both hands inside that front leg. Could be up on fingertips like I am. Draw the crown of the head forward. Draw the navel in. Reach the spine forward. Flat back here. Notice what's going on with the left knee. Is it coming out to the side? See if you can bring it right over the ankle. And then perhaps squeeze the inner thighs, allow the arms to rise, softening the shoulders. Left hand comes down by your side, right arm reaches over towards the left side. Inhale, bringing the arms back up to center. Exhale, hands come down to the earth. Making your way back into your tabletop pose. Curling your toes under, sending your hips up and back behind you, downward dog. All right, from here, let's bring both feet up towards the front of the mat into a forward fold. Allowing your upper body to dangle. Maybe you shake out your head to release any tension. Maybe you sway the upper body from side to side. How much of a bend in your knees do you need so you are comfortable? So the only moment you have is right now. Being present. All right, inhale, come into halfway lift. Hands come to shins or thighs. Crown of the head reaches forward, drawing the belly button in towards the spine. Finding equal weight in the four corners of your feet, so you may have to shift forward a little bit. So we're really using a lot of core work to hold ourselves up here. You can even take a quick peek to see if you are doing so by taking your hands off of your legs. All right, let's bring our hands to our hips. Inhale, lengthen the spine and come on all the way up to standing. So if you aren't already there, finding your way towards the front of your mat into a mountain pose. Shoulders roll back and down the spine. Inhale, arms reach up towards the sky, extended mountain, soften the shoulders. Exhale with a flat back, bend in the knees, swan diving down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, coming up with a flat back. Exhale, let's come into chair pose, bending the hips back, shoulders roll back and down the spine, slight tuck of the tailbone, open the heart towards the front of your mat. Checking to make sure your knees aren't going past your toes. All right, exhale, forward fold. Let's take a big step back with the left foot. Warrior one, so toes point up towards the top left corner of the mat. Wide stance here, feet are like on railway tracks. Squeeze the inner thighs to rise. Squaring the hips towards the front of the mat. All right, we want to make sure that front knee's over the ankle in line with the second or third toe. And let's find a twist here. Arms come out to the sides, turning towards the right side. Reach the arms long. Inhale, arms come back up to center. Exhale, spinning into warrior two. Left foot comes parallel to the back of the mat. Front heel maybe intersects with the middle of the back foot. Bending into the front knee. Soften the shoulders. All right, so a little bit of flow moving warrior here. So we're going to come into reverse warrior. Right hand comes up, but instead of the left hand coming down to your thigh, see if you can send that left hand in front of you and forward. Inhale, coming back to warrior two. Exhale, kind of a variation of side angle. Send that right hand back behind you, left hand forward. You're using your core here. Inhale to warrior two. Exhale, reverse warrior. So the breath is initiating the movement. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, side angle variation. Inhale, warrior two. This time straightening your front leg. We're gonna come into triangle pose, so squaring the hips towards the long edge of the mat, micro bend in the front knee, reaching forward with the right hand. Right hand comes down to your thigh or shin, maybe a block of the earth. So we want to imagine a wall up against our head, shoulders, and hips. So nice and flat here. Sometimes some people say, imagine you are between two panes of glass. All right, let's windmill the arms back up. Warrior two, bending into the front knee. We're gonna find our half moon. Okay, so if you need to, grabbing your block into your right hand. I have an imaginary block because I have mine on the wrong side of the mat. So with your block, you're going to reach forward, placing the block in front of the foot and over to the right. Or if you're going with just a hand, bringing the hand down, you're gonna keep your body almost as if you're between those two panes of glass. And then shift your weight into your right foot. Maybe you walk the hand forward a little bit. Left foot comes up off the earth. Activating the left foot. Find a place to focus on that isn't moving. being present to what's happening in your body. All right, bend into that front knee, slowly step the left foot back. And we're gonna windmill the hands down to frame the front foot. Left foot comes forward to meet the right into forward fold. On your next inhale, arms come out to the side, reverse swan dive up into extended mountain. Realizing my head is cut off. Exhale, swan diving down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale back into your chair. Like tuck of the tailbone. On your next exhale, forward fold. All right, warrior one on the other side. Right foot steps back, toes point up towards the top right corner of the mat. Nice wide stance, squeeze the inner thighs to rise. Squaring the hips towards the front of the mat, softening the shoulders. We'll find that twist, arms come out to the sides, turning towards the left side. Reach the arms long. Find your balance. Inhale, arms reach back up to center. Exhale, windmilling to warrior two. Back foot's parallel to the back of the mat. Front heel intersects with the middle of the back foot, squaring the hips to the side of the mat. Check your front knee. We'll find that flow if it feels good for you. If not, just coming right into the pose. So a reverse warrior, left hand comes up, right hand reaches across the front of the body towards the front of the mat. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, side angle, left hand reaches towards the back of the mat, right hand reaches forward. We'll do that a couple more times. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, reverse warrior. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, warrior two. Straightening the front leg, micro bend of the knees, square the hips again to the side of the mat. Triangle pose, reaching the left arm forward. And then hand comes down to thigh, shin blocker the earth. Imagine you're between two panes of glass. Taking deep inhales. And long, slow exhales. All right, windmilling the arms back up. Come back into warrior two. Grab that block if you need it. Coming into the left hand. Again, we turn our hips towards the side of the mat. We're going to reach the left arm forward and to the left. Shifting your weight forward. May have to take a big step forward even. Right foot comes up off the earth. Again, you're between two panes of glass. Half moon inner teacher. Let's see if I can do this and read at the same time. I listen to my inner teacher. My senses are tuned to receive life messages. Woo! All right, whenever you're ready, slowly stepping the right foot back. Come into warrior two. Windmilling the hands down to frame the front foot. Right foot comes forward to meet the left. On your next inhale, arms come out to the side, reverse swan dive up. Exhale, hands to heart center. We're going to find a gentle back bend here. Move my camera so you can see my head. Okay. So just kind of like a variation of a camel pose, we'll bring the hands behind the low back. So we want to find our mountain, finding equal weight in the four corners of the feet. Squeeze the inner thighs. So there's a slight tuck of the tailbone, shoulders roll back and down the spine, and then imagine a string pulling your heart up towards the sky. Trying not to allow your head to drop back. One more round of breath. And then gently coming back to mountain pose. All right, our dancer pose. So mountain first, right? Squeeze the inner thighs, shifting your weight into your left foot to begin. Find a micro bend in the left knee. So notice what happens to the left hip. Sometimes when we shift over, it tends to pop out to the side. We want to suck the hip in. So activate the outer hip. Standing nice and tall. Okay, we're going to bring the right knee forward, activate the right foot. We're moving towards dancer here. So send the right foot back behind you. Point the knee down towards the earth. If you can, grabbing the inner arch of your foot. Okay, so this just helps to keep the shoulder open. Keeping the right foot active. Perhaps the left arm comes up towards the sky and keep pointing the knee down. Maybe if it's in your body, you start to kick your foot into your hand and then lift the foot up towards the sky. Keep sending the knee down towards the earth. Whew. One more round of breath. And then slowly coming back to center, slowly making your way into your mountain pose. Maybe you shake your legs out. Again, I'm going to try and do a balanced pose while reading. All right, other side. Whenever you are ready, find mountain. Shifting your weight into your right foot, micro bend. Tuck the right hip under. Bending into the left knee, send it forward. Activate the left foot, keeping it active the whole time. Send the foot back behind you, knee points down to the earth, grabbing the inner arch of your foot if you can. Maybe the right hand reaches up towards the sky. Perhaps you start kicking your foot into your hand and slowly start to lift the foot up towards the sky. King Dancer. Power. My true power rests in knowing my connection to spirit. So spirit can be whatever applies to you, however it makes sense to you in your life. One more round of breath. And then slowly releasing here, coming back into mountain. Maybe you shake out your legs. All right. Mountain pose. Inhale, extended mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. No chair this time, don't worry. Exhale to fold. We're going to step the right foot back behind us, lowering the right knee to the earth. All right, pigeon. So in your pigeon pose, we want to make sure that we keep this left foot active the whole time. We're going to come into pigeon from here. So you're going to slowly walk your left foot over towards the right side of your mat. Left foot is active. And then slowly dropping the knee down towards the earth. Okay, we're going to keep that left foot active. You're going to hear me say it maybe 400 more times. So we want to square our hips to the earth or towards the front of the mat. Perhaps taking a peek over both shoulders to make sure that right leg is coming out straight. Okay, if it feels good, maybe you even come up, turn the hips so they're square. So left hip rolls back, right hip rolls forward. And we don't want to sink over onto the left hip. Right? If you need to, you can always find a prop to place either underneath the the right thigh or underneath the left hip. Okay, so this is our active pigeon. Let's find a couple more rounds of breath here. And if you wish, finding a passive pigeon, slowly making your way down, maybe onto your forearms, left foot's active. Or however far it feels comfortable for you to go. Softening into this pose. Taking deep inhales and long, slow exhales. Being present. Being kind to yourself in this moment. One more round of breath. Left foot stays active. If you're on your forearms, slowly making your way back onto your hands. Okay, so to come out, two different ways to do it. Some people like to come right from here into downward dog, or you can just gently roll over onto the left hip. And then we'll all meet in downward dog. All right, shifting your weight forward into your tabletop pose. And this time we'll send the right foot forward between the hands. So a low lunge on this side. Again, right foot stays active, walking the right foot over towards the left side of the mat. Keeping the foot active, dropping that right leg down towards the earth. So you don't have to have the shin parallel to the front of the mat. Our hips are all made different, so whatever feels comfortable for you. So perhaps you look over both shoulders to see if the left leg is coming out straight. We want to square the hips towards the front of the mat. Right hip rolls back, left hip rolls forward. We'll stay in active pigeon for a few rounds of breath. All right, whenever you are ready, if you wish, coming down into your passive pigeon. Softening here. allowing the hips to melt towards the earth. Noticing where the mind has gone. Come back to the present. This is what is happening now. Let's find one more round of breath. Be sure to activate the right foot. And when you're ready, slowly come onto your hands. Either downward dog or gently with the right foot active, rolling over onto your hip. And then making your way into downward dog. Shifting your weight forward into tabletop. And then making your way down onto your back. Okay, so the way it's going to look is a couple of poses here, and then I'm going to leave you on your own for Shavasana because I've been trying to fit everything in, so we're kind of getting close to the end. All right, so feet are on the earth, hip distance apart, knees are bent. Positioning your back flat on the earth. And our figure 4 twist here. Right foot crosses over the left thigh, activating the right foot. All right, you're gonna listen to your body and only go as far as it feels good. So allowing the legs to drop over towards the left side. Sometimes you have to kind of heel toe the left leg over to create space. So the aim is to, if you can, get the right foot to the earth, right knee points up towards the sky. Perhaps you stay here, or maybe if it's in your body, reaching for the right ankle with your left hand and gently pulling it in a little closer towards your waist. If it's in your body, maybe you kind of heel toe that left foot closer towards the right heel and grabbing a hold of the right foot. Only if it feels good, no pain, right? Softening the hips. So you find the variation that feels good for you. Maybe it's more of a twist, less of a stretch for the legs. One more round of breath here. And then gently bringing the legs back to center. We're going to keep the cross in our leg here, right ankle or the left thigh. And then this time allowing the legs to drop over towards the right side. So that right foot is kind of like a weight pulling the left knee down, soften the shoulders. If you wish for a little more, maybe you cross right at the knee. Can you be present even if you've done this pose many times before? One more round of breath. And gently bringing your legs back to center. Whenever you're ready, uncrossing your legs and repositioning your back flat on the earth. Left ankle crosses over the right thigh, activating the left foot, allowing the legs to drop over towards the right side. So find your variation that feels the best. Maybe you stay here in this twist, or maybe you start to kind of walk the feet around, shimmy them around to find the left ankle and the right foot. Feeling your breath in your body. Feeling the sensations that are coming up for you in this shape. On your next inhale, slowly allowing the legs to come back to center, keeping the cross in your legs. And on your exhale, allowing your legs to drop over towards the left side. Maybe you cross the knees. Once this side feels complete to you, allowing the knees to come back to center, uncrossing the legs, repositioning your back flat on the earth, and then finding Shavasana or any final resting shape for you on the earth. The light in me sees and honors the light in you. Thank you for joining me. Have a beautiful evening. See if you can stay in Shavasana for 5 minutes. Thank you.